It's time to talk about Big Brother, and this is episode 5, and it is the first eviction night hosted by the legendary Julie Chen. Julie was there for the first eviction of the season, and also we got some news that Angela broke a tub in Dee's head of household room. And I just got my notes written down as it goes because it was a fast-paced little show without too much of the sketches that they like to do lately. So it just kind of moved pretty quickly. Also, we showed that Kimu, Chuck, and Yash are strategizing together so that they can keep him in the game, because Yash, Ashley, and Taylor are the ones up for eviction. And so those three, Kimu, Chuck, and Yash, were strategizing for their votes. And in another room, lightheartedly having fun, Rome, Lyrica, and Latrice were fantasizing for their little small group called Mama's Angels. And Latrice is fun. She was modeling her well-deserved look at her body as she wore a bikini with her tattoos, and she was just bragging about how far she has come, because she's had a lot of issues with parts falling apart at her age. She fell down some steps in a subway and then fell again. She's had her hip replaced, repaired. She's had shoulder repaired. I know about that. Bad knees and back issues. So that's a big thing. And going in her age, she has done a fantastic job of keeping herself together. So she was bragging about that, calling her 3 friends that she's on the Mama's Angels team. And so that was kind of fun to watch. And then we switched back to Angela, who is a little paranoid now. She's simmering. She hasn't flown off the handle yet. She hasn't called anybody crazy eyes yet. So, Angela is so much fun, but so dangerous at the same time. And did I tell you I voted for Taylor 4 times. Why did I vote for Taylor? And Dee 4 times. And Angela 2 times. Oh yeah, I did vote for Taylor. And I want Taylor to get up there and have an opportunity to do something. I want Dee to have an opportunity to do something by getting in that time machine, is what the votes are about. And I want, I'm not that crazy about having Angela in it, but she would actually add it's like adding a spice to it if she got a chance to go into the time machine, which is what they're trying to do, and she gets surprised or something unusual happens, either a bad situation or a good situation. So those 3 I voted for: Taylor, Dee, and Angela. I didn't vote for Devon because Devon is just way too crazy. Devon is like the person that if he has a good situation going, he'll just mess it up. There's strategy is not a king with Devon. Strategy is something to be trampled on and beat up and thrown out the window with Devon. So I'm not voting for Devon because if he has a positive situation, I'm just convinced that he would just mess it up. And I mean, he's a very likable person, and I did vote for him the last time, but, after seeing him each show, I'm like, nah, and I remember him on Survivor. He's unpredictable. More unpredictable in his strange, quiet way than Angela. Angela, she's a hurricane, but Devon is a quiet storm that actually turns on himself sometime and hurts itself. So I let those other three take the votes instead of Devon. And the game that they did challenge the three that's on the block was, I didn't like the game because you're supposed to see how many times people are in a picture, and they really flipped those pictures so quick and so fast that you'd have to really have some type of photographic memory to know which person was the most shown person in the pictures. Well, Dee was wanting Yash out, but she didn't get it because Yash actually picked the right person that was shown the most in the pictures, which is, I have to hand it to him. That was a good job, because that was not a good game to me. I mean, I like to have strategy a little bit more where we can all participate. You couldn't really participate with that because the camera kept moving from one area to another, so you couldn't look at it either. If they had one screen, you could probably compete, but they had one screen here, one screen there, and the camera kept moving sideways in every way. It was a messy game, and it was anybody's game to win. So he basically could have pulled a rabbit out of a hat and guessed it right. So, and he did. So, more props to him. So after the game, it's time to vote. The people up on the block is Ashley and Taylor. I like Taylor, and I'm fond of Ashley, even though I have said I consider her to be an airhead. But, girl ain't never had a hamburger before. And so, showing that you never had a hamburger, I think that might have done her in. But anyway, it was time to vote for which one, and I wasn't sure how the house is going to go, because sometimes it just looks like the house just goes in whatever direction you think it shouldn't go. So I was really surprised. Ashley is not an unlikable person. She's not an unlikable person, but I would have probably voted for her too, because she hasn't bonded with anyone. She doesn't have any outstanding traits or things that she's done. And so I just felt like on this vote, the House did vote Ashley out. And that's amazing. That many people, and it was a unanimous vote. So I have to wonder what was Ashley doing in that house. See, I don't watch the live feeds, so I don't know what Ashley really was like in that house. So that was a surprise. Not that she was voted out. I was hoping that was going to happen, and I thought it would, but I didn't know it would be she had no friends. Nobody voted for her. And that was a lot of people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woo. It was, that's a big slap. And then she had to go out. She did get voted out, and then she had to talk to Julie after that. And Julie asked her, was she surprised that this happened? And she basically said no. She said she didn't really build a bond with a lot of people. That's because she's probably looking in a mirror at herself 24/7, and that's nothing wrong. If you're a nice looking person, you probably do want to look at yourself a lot, and I don't fault her for that. But she basically didn't have the personality to stay, and she wasn't upset. She was okay with it. So usually at the end of a show, on a voting like that, they immediately go into competition. This time they didn't do it. They went off saying we'll be back on Sunday to do our game. So it makes me wonder if there's something special about that Sunday game to where they can't start it at the end of Big Brother this time. You know, I hope we don't have another sketch going up for like 15, 20 minutes before they get to the main thing. But, you know, it's still fun. You know, I go along with it. So that's what happened. And I am rooting for, right now, the people I'm rooting for is D and Taylor, who just, you know, escaped off the block with 0 votes. So things look good for her. And so D, Taylor, and let's see, who else would I like to see win? I think it's D and Taylor mostly. And let's see, I got my list here. I had to write them down to make sure. Is that the right one? Okay. So, yeah, Ashley's gone. I already had an X by her name because I didn't like her at the very beginning, but now I was okay with her. But Latrice is the one I like. Lyric is another one that I like. Taylor. But the one who is growing on me is Drew. He's the one that reported to D and Angela and Devon that they were being made I would say a fool of by Jason. Jason's a little overconfident, and now he's got 3 people that are aware of him, and he doesn't know it yet. It's gonna be good, folks. All right. Well, thank you for being here, and I hope you have a good day. I'll be back with more information, and we'll just keep this going for the fun of it. Take care now. Bye-bye.